Welcome back to Carscope, the channel where precision meets passion and the road always tells a story. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most iconic roadsters ever made, the 2026 Mazda MX-5 Miata. This isn't just a refresh, it's a refined evolution of a legend. Stick around as we dissect every angle, texture, and torque curve of this nimble machine. You won't want to miss this. Let's begin where first impressions count, the exterior. From the very front, the 2026 Miata carries the familiar face that enthusiasts have come to love, but with some refined aggression. Mazda's design philosophy at Kodo, soul of motion, is very much alive here, but with sharper lines and a more focused expression. The headlights are now slimmer and more angular, integrated beautifully into the slightly elongated front fascia. The grille maintains the traditional shape, but it's wider and dipped just a little lower, giving the car a more grounded stance. Mazda has added adaptive LED matrix lights, which not only elevate the design but also improve nighttime visibility significantly. Moving to the side profile, the proportions remain beautifully compact. The Miata formula hasn't changed, and that's a good thing. It still sits low and wide, with a balanced, almost symmetrical ratio from the center outwards. But take a closer look, and you'll notice the more pronounced shoulder line, adding a subtle muscularity to the fenders. The wheel arches are slightly flared now, making room for newly designed 17 or optional 18-inch alloy wheels, finished in a satin dark gray that plays with light beautifully. Mazda has also fine-tuned the side mirrors for improved aerodynamics and reduced wind noise at higher speeds. And yes, the soft top remains, though it's been re-engineered for quicker open-close operation and better insulation. Now to the rear, and here's where Mazda's design team really flexed their muscles. The taillights are sleeker, with an almost blade-like profile that gives the rear a high-tech look. They've switched to a new LED cluster layout that adds a dynamic lighting sequence when unlocking or signaling. The rear bumper has been sculpted with more angular elements, and there's a new dual exhaust design that's integrated lower and wider into the rear diffuser. It's subtle, but when viewed in the mirror of a car you're overtaking on a back road, it leaves a strong impression. Slide into the cabin, and you're met with a balance of classic sportiness and modern finesse. Mazda's taken what was already a driver-centric interior and made it even tighter, even more intimate without feeling cramped. The 2026 Miata now comes standard with an all-digital 8.9-inch instrument cluster that changes themes based on drive mode. The center infotainment display has grown slightly to a 9.3-inch touchscreen that now supports wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, with a revamped interface that's far more intuitive. Materials throughout the cabin have been upgraded. You get optional Nappa leather seats in new colorways, including a deep oxblood red that pairs beautifully with some of the more vibrant exterior colors. There's also enhanced ambient lighting subtly integrated into the footwells and door panels. One standout improvement is the new lightweight sound-deadening material Mazda used in the doors and floor. It keeps the cabin quieter without compromising the Miata's essential lightweight DNA. Storage remains minimal. This is a Miata, after all, but smarter. You now get a slightly larger glove box, reshaped cup holders, and a center console that actually fits more than just keys and loose change. The manually operated top remains, but the mechanism is smoother, and there's even an electric assist option on the top trim variant. Now let's talk about what really matters in a Miata: how it drives. The 2026 MX-5 Miata is powered by a refined version of Mazda's 2.0-liter Skyactiv G inline-4. It now makes 186 horsepower and 151 pound-feet of torque, thanks to some clever tuning and weight optimization. That might not sound like a huge number, but in a car that barely tips the scales at 2,400 pounds, it's plenty. The Miata remains a celebration of momentum, balance, and connection. The throttle response is sharper, and there's a new lightweight flywheel that adds to the engine's rev-happy personality. The 6-speed manual transmission, thankfully still standard, is a joy. Short throws, perfectly weighted clutch, and a mechanical feel that's increasingly rare these days. Mazda's also improved the automatic variant. It's quicker to shift, with paddle shifters that actually feel engaging. Suspension-wise, Mazda has gone with a retuned double wishbone setup up front and a multi-link rear. It's a subtle change, but it results in even better steering feel and cornering grip. There's less body roll, more predictability, and a newfound confidence when pushing the car to its limits. The electronic power steering has also been revised for more linearity and feedback, something that Miata purists will certainly appreciate. Mazda has also introduced a new Miata track package for 2026, which includes stiffer Bilstein dampers, a limited slip differential, and performance tires. It's an option worth considering if you plan on spending time at autocross or track days. And for the first time, the Miata now features a configurable drive mode selector: normal, sport, and custom. It tweaks throttle mapping, steering effort, and even sound enhancement inside the cabin. Now, let's touch on efficiency. Even with its increased performance, the Miata still manages a respectable 28 miles per gallon in the city and up to 36 on the highway with the manual transmission. That's the beauty of lightweight design, you get the thrill without the fuel penalty. Safety features have been brought up to date too. Every 2026 Miata comes standard with Mazda's iActive Sense Safety Suite, which includes adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, rear cross-traffic alert, lane departure warning, and even a forward collision mitigation system. These additions come in smoothly, without feeling intrusive, and nod to Mazda's philosophy of enhancing rather than overwhelming the driver. Now for the pricing. The 2026 MX-5 Miata starts at around $30,500 for the base sport trim with the manual transmission. The mid-level club trim comes in at about $33,000 and includes the limited slip differential, sport suspension, and Bose audio system. The top-tier Grand Touring model, with leather seats, navigation, heated everything, and advanced safety tech, comes in just under $36,000. Add a few options like the track package or premium paint and you're still comfortably below $40,000. In today's market, that's a bargain for a car that delivers this much driving pleasure. There's also talk of a limited run 35th anniversary edition, which will include unique badging, exclusive color options, and some subtle performance tweaks. If you're a collector or longtime Miata fan, that might be the one to watch for. So, what's the verdict? The 2026 MX-5 Miata doesn't reinvent the wheel, it refines it. Mazda knows exactly what this car is supposed to be, and they've sharpened it without diluting its essence. It's more comfortable, more connected, and slightly more powerful, while still offering one of the purest driving experiences on the market today. In a world where cars are increasingly complicated and heavy, the Miata is a breath of fresh, naturally aspirated air. If you're looking for a car that makes you fall in love with driving again, or maybe for the first time, the 2026 Miata deserves your attention. It's not just a car, it's a reminder of what driving can be when it's done right. Light, nimble, honest. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the 2026 Mazda MX-5 Miata. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, hit that subscribe button, and let us know in the comments what's your favorite generation of the Miata, and does this new one live up to its legacy? Until next time, keep your eyes on the road, your hands on the wheel, and your scope on the cars that matter only here on CarScope.